Rodríguez was the son of a wool merchant. When Peter Claver, one of the original Jesuits, visited the city to preach, the Rodríguez family provided hospitality to the Jesuit. Claver prepared the young Rodríguez for his first communion. At the age of 12, Rodríguez was sent to the new Jesuit college at Alcalá, but left 2 years later to help his mother run the family business when his father died. At the age of 26, he married Maria Suarez, a woman of his own station, with whom he had 3 children. At the age of 31, she had died, as did 2 of their children. From then on, Rodríguez began a life of prayer and mortification, separated from the world around him. On the death of his 3rd child, his thoughts turned to life in some religious order. Previous associations had brought him into contact with the first Jesuits who had come to Spain, Peter Claver among others, but it was apparently impossible to carry out his purpose of entering the society as he was without education, having only an incomplete year at a new college begun at Alcalá by Francis Villanueva. At the age of 39 he attempted to make up this deficiency by following the course at the College of Barcelona, but without success. His austerities had also undermined his health. After considerable delay he was finally admitted into the Society of Jesus as a lay brother on the 31st of January 1571, at the age of 40. The provincial is supposed to have said that if Alphonsus was not qualified to become a brother or a priest, he could enter to become a saint. Distinct novitiates for seminarians and lay brothers had not yet been established in Spain, and Rodríguez began his term of probation at Valencia or Gandia. This point is a subject of dispute, and after 6 months was sent to the recently founded college on Mallorca, where he remained in the humble position of porter for 46 years, exercising a marvelous influence not only on the members of the household, but upon a great number of people who came to the porter's lodge for advice and direction. As doorkeeper, his duties were to receive visitors who came to the college, search out the fathers or students who were wanted in the parlor, deliver messages, run errands, console the sick at heart who, having no one to turn to, came to him, give advice to the troubled, and distribute alms to the needy. Alphonsus tells that each time the bell rang, he looked at the door and envisioned that it was God who was standing outside seeking admittance. Among the distinguished Jesuits who came under his influence was Peter Claver, who lived with him for some time at Mallorca, and who followed his advice in asking for the missions of South America. He made his perpetual vows in 1585 at the age of 54. The bodily mortifications which he imposed on himself were extreme, the scruples and mental agitation to which he was subject were of frequent occurrence, his obedience absolute, and his absorption in spiritual things, even when engaged on most distracting employments, continual. His Jesuit superiors, seeing the good work he was doing among the townspeople, were eager to have his influence spread far among his own religious community, so on feast days they often let him into the pulpit of the refectory to have him give a sermon. On more than one occasion, the community sat quietly past dinner to hear Rodríguez finish preaching. He had a deep devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary, especially as the Immaculate Conception, and would produce copies of the complete text of the Little Office of the Blessed Virgin Mary for the private recitation of people who asked. He reportedly was favored with mystical graces, ecstasies and visions of Our Lord, Our Lady and the saints. Rodríguez became very feeble when he reached his 80s, and in his last months his memory began to fail. He was not even able to remember his favorite prayers. He died on the 31st of October 1617.
Alphonsus Rodríguez was declared venerable in 1626. In 1633, he was chosen by the Council General of Mallorca as one of the special patrons of the city and island. In 1760, Pope Clement XIII decreed that the virtues of the Venerable Alonso were proved to be of a heroic degree, but the expulsion of the society from Spain in 1773, and its suppression, delayed his beatification until the 5th of June 1825. His canonization took place on the 15th of January 1888. His remains are enshrined at Mallorca.